And yet, despite the good fortunes that Su Song had experienced, she couldn't shake the feeling that some ill wind would be heading toward her. A delusional paranoia that would have been ignored by anyone else. But that's because some of our delusions come true if we believe in them hard enough.
I feel like too many good things have been happening lately. Normally, something good happens and then a tragedy hits. Like when I got my first girlfriend, my sister got cancer. I bought a house, my car got totaled. My girlfriend breaks up with me, I get cancer. Hold the butter. All my life, I've learned that I'll get just enough relief from disappointment to not kill myself before the proverbial shit hits the proverbial fan. I mean, I'm literally proverbially looking over my shoulder for the sucker punch and the number 7 combo.
So what are you gonna do?
I figuratively don't know. I'm thinking about doing something reckless to get this over with. Break my ankle or get cancer again.
No, man, I mean, do you want a foot-long carnival style and fries? A number 7?
Like, actual ew. No, I don't want to die. I'll take a large number 13 though.
So you want a long-term, fulfilling relationship built on mutual interest and trust, where all previously erected emotional walls are torn down, and in their place develops a vulnerability through a shared home that has become the only truly safe space to express your deepest held truths without the fear of being judged based on superficial words. But then your partner leaves suddenly without any explanation, only giving vague platitudes like, "You'll find someone better," or "Time heals all wounds." Meanwhile, your only coping mechanism becomes a self-destructive downward spiral of booze and drugs, because you were left wondering whether they had left because of some fatal flaw in your personhood, or if the relationship had truly run its course for some other malicious reason that they were too immature enough to own up to. So your sense of self has been destroyed so thoroughly that you begin to develop a complex of being not good enough for not only future romantic relationships, but as well as in your work life, coming to the point that even the most basic mistakes or setback causes that original spiral to increase and spin, but that will never truly go away. Hold the cheese.
That's the spice.
$12.99. Please pull up to the next window.
Sue continued living her life, taking every precaution to put herself in the most dangerous situations. Like when the neighborhood youths tossed a ball into the road, she would chase it without looking both ways. But the drivers politely stopped every time. She walked alone down every alley in the city, but every block had been gentrified to the point that only wealthy landlords owned empty buildings, and they had every formerly seedy drug den converted into cute little coffee shops that sold cocaine at extortion-level prices.
You want how much?
She even tried picking fights with all her gal pals in an attempt to destroy her safety net of friends, but they selfishly resolved the arguments in calm and adult ways,
okay.
and would even ask her if she needed a shoulder to cry on, or locally sourced cocaine on the house.
You want some?
Those sick freaks. One day, Sue had just come home from a marathon run through the forest at night, when she had a mild mental breakdown over the impending doom she felt from having too much good luck.
Hello, sister.
Oh, Lord. Hey, Ija, aren't you dead?
Yes, but more importantly, you look like you're about to be. What's up, chump?
Well, I'll tell you what's up, chump. Too many good things have been happening, and it's freaking me out.
Sue, you're depressed. You need to see someone or something.
No way. What I need is for something terrible to happen to me, and like right now.
You're twice as old as me at this point in your life, and twice as hag-like as I would have been. I mean, I was a cute kid. You know I would be a smoke show. Seriously, you look like how you imagine I smell in the dirt. Why don't you go see Dad or ask him over?
Nuh-uh, not happening. Do you know how he lived when Mom left him? He refused to leave his house, he drank all the time, had a string of girlfriends, and then found God. I liked him better when he was a drunk.
Is somebody missing their mommy?
I know she's looking up at me from bitch heaven.
You should call him. It might be good to get some faith in your life instead of tempting fate.
I haven't been tempting fate. This is tempting fate. How's it going, big boy? You like what you see? Yeah, you're a real man. How about we go back to my place and make some cheese?
Like actual you. Find a higher power. I'll be crashing on your couch until you figure your shit out.
All right, fine. There's beer in the fridge.
I'm 12.
Oh, right. Yeah, there's crazy straws and cocktail umbrellas in the drawer. So, what are you doing here? Are you a haunting specter?
No, I'm a psychosomatic auditory and visual hallucination brought on by acute stress. You recently read Oliver Sacks, so it's fitting you're having one of these more common than you would ever hope for. Seriously, go look it up. Hallucinations.
Well, who's that then?
Him? Oh, he's real probably.
You have released the personification of your depression.
Hey.
Hey,
So, yeah, your sister is wrong. You weren't depressed. You were, and for a very, very long time. But because you were for so long, you're having a hard time accepting that more than one good thing can happen to you at a time. And that's the thing nobody prepares for, missing the emptiness. Your world was painted a simple gray, and now you're seeing color for the first time, and it's overwhelming. All of your previous methods of coping are meaningless since you have a new view of living. In a sense, you've been reborn, and will have to relearn how to do pretty much everything. The worst part, though, is that without this constant state of numbness, you'll grow soft and weak, flush with the color of life. And when I come back, and I will be back, that emptiness will hit you as if you've never felt it before, like losing a part of yourself every time I return. You will never have a solid grasp of who you are, forever leaning on stronger personalities or substances. So, yeah, see you soon.
yikes.
I just realized something. I don't remember my childhood.
Your period's about to start.
Oh,
I will see you in 3 days.
You know, I'm not even sure this is what you looked or sounded like.
does it matter?
I don't know. Oh, hang on. I'm getting a call. Hello?
Hey, Sue. I need a favor. My fence is busted up because some jackass ran into the street in front of my house. Then a driver swerved to avoid them and crashed into my yard. I didn't get a good look at the chump, but I need a good handyman to fix this. Are you still friends with that one who fixed my sink?
Oh my gains. What is this world coming to? Yeah, I can give him a call and let him know business is booming. But if you find out who the Chomsky honk is that did that, I'll make sure they get a good look at the backside of my hand as it's writing a check their actions can't cash.
Yeah, give him the old bank bailout from the top ropes. Like the non-investing American people, a bunch of honky chomps.
But some Chomsky hunks are too high on cloud 9 to fall for economic crises, too prone to falling in love at first sight. Wayne Williams was one such man. The first time he had seen Abigail Love, he had felt as though he were a poet finding the words to describe the feeling of finally realizing how pointless being a poet was before seeing a vision of radiant beauty as was Abigail. She was the warmth of home after freezing for so long all alone, or finding out that girl Haley that you kissed your freshman year wasn't actually your cousin. Pure bliss.
Wayne's General Repair and Housework. We'll fix anything, even broken hearts. Oh, hey, Sue. How's it hanging? Abigail needs a fixed fence? No problem. No, don't worry about the price. I'll handle it pro bono. All right, I'll head out soon. Yes. Hey, buddy, you ever been in love? I met a girl recently, though I don't think she knows I exist except as a handyman. I mean, when I fixed her sink, it was like magic. Circus magic. And she opened the door to let me in. She just swept me off my feet. Like actually lifted me up and carried me. Like a babe in mommy's arms. She said that she just wanted to see if she could lift someone. She's a professional bodybuilder after all. Her arms are like two pythons that choked on bowling balls. And with a 40-inch chest with the smallest boob.
Look, man, I don't know where all of you guys are coming from, but this is a McDougal's. I mean, this is like the second time this has happened today. I'm gonna need you to order something or get out of here.
Oh, no thanks, pal. I don't eat fast food.
Why won't anybody ask me what they can do for me today?
In secret, Wayne had been lifting weights atheistically while adhering to a strict diet of butterflies and Dwayne Johnson workout tapes. He'd even gone so far as to convert his bed into a bench press. He put 20-pound weights on all of his utensils, and even had his dog fitted with an electric stimulation shock collar to get it into the best shape of its life. Even so, as Wayne drove up to Abigail's house, he could feel the butterflies in his stomach metamorphosize into wasps. The stinging sense of pre-rejection made him bloated and ugly compared to the grace that Abigail exuded as she practiced Miss Universe-style poses on the front lawn. He was right to feel this way. Abigail had only one love in her life, being a jacked specimen of woman meat. Her religion was of pumping iron. Every day she would say 5 Hail Marky Marks, nourish herself with only chicken, rice, and broccoli, with fish on Fridays, the kosher meal, and prayed to the altar of Natalia Kuznetsova on Instagram every day for good blessings on her quads and hammies.
Well, good morning, Miss Love. It's certainly a beautiful day.
Morning. Wayne, right? You've got yellow jackets in your teeth.
Hey, good eye, yep. Been testing out some alternative protein diets. Hey, maybe we could, compare notes sometime. Say, over muscle shakes?
I would love to, but I gotta practice for some competitions that are coming up. If you could go ahead and start on the fence, I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Some other time, then.
As Wayne worked tirelessly on mending the broken fence, he attempted to mend the crack in his broken heart by offering Abigail a whole rack of romantic weights that only burdened his heart and his wallet. He gave her roses and assorted flowers, but she refused them, saying she didn't eat any carbs. Wayne then asked her if she enjoyed candlelit dinners followed by the freak show's strongman display, but she said no. I was banned from that for bending thicker bars of steel than him. I guess I was a better sideshow attraction. He even asked her out on a date, but Abigail, oblivious to anything but gains, assumed he was trying out a comedy routine and simply stared at him, then walked away. Wayne took it well. At least he didn't start crying. But love has a funny way of getting through even the hardest of muscles, right to the one that matters, the crotch. As Wayne was nailing a hammer into the fresh wood erected to replace an old splintered one, he saw Sue running into the road just as a car was barreling right for her, the driver distracted by Abigail's dumbbell curls. He leapt into action without thinking, and immediately got between Sue and the car. Using all of his newly acquired strength, he flexed his arms and performed the most perfect Icarus pose anyone in the neighborhood had seen. The car, as well as Sue, were repelled by his radiant presentation and went flying. The car went straight into the house across the street from Abigail's, and Sue was thrown straight into her house. Unfortunately, it was a funeral procession, and all of them were staring at Abigail, so Wayne stayed in the road directing traffic away by continuing to pose in various positions. The vacuum pose, into a front lat spread, into side chest. With each movement, Wayne's confidence grew. He knew that he had what it took to take home the gold, but it wouldn't matter if it wasn't with the woman he loved. Looking over, he saw Abigail had stopped her lawn workout and was staring straight at him. 2 lines of dirt had appeared, trailing the front of her feet. She had been pushed backwards from the force of Wayne's posing and had finally been woken up from her obsession.
Wayne, since when did you pose?
Why, since the first time I saw you, Miss Love.
Nobody I know has ever seen the beauty of bodybuilding, but you have. You've converted, and you did it for me?
I would do anything for you.
Would you like to go to a bodybuilding competition this Saturday? I'm competing, and could use some encouragement.
There's nothing on this yoked planet that will keep me from going.
As Wayne and Abigail talked, he could feel the wasp being killed off by the butterflies in his stomach. They too had been reborn in milk and protein, bearing bodies that could tear the wasp apart with their bare hands. As Sue opened her eyes, she saw a path of no destruction from an open window of her home straight onto the couch where she was now sitting next to the hallucination of her sister.
Hey, Sue. No luck getting bad luck?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Fuck. I just want to feel normal again. But that depression dude isn't coming back, is he?
Not sure. For now, why don't you just enjoy the ride you have ahead of you?
I guess.
Sue turned the television on and started going through the thousands of movies that were available. She found one and started watching it. Throughout the movie, Sue would talk to Ija, and she would talk to her in turn. They would make jokes and comment on the story, but by the end of the movie, Sue had looked back to where her sister was and found that she was alone. Sue turned the TV off and looked out the broken window, and through the jagged glass, saw the beauty of the world for the first time, and smiled as tears rolled down her cheek.